All right, well, good evening, everybody. Happy Sunday. It is September 4th, 2022. Hopefully everybody is having a fantastic Labor Day weekend so far. Obviously the last official hoorah for the summer. Now, we won't be doing our typical Markets a Look Ahead live stream tonight, obviously because the financial markets are closed. Stock market is closed for tomorrow. So hopefully everybody has a fantastic Labor Day tomorrow. Now, I do want to make everybody aware of something. Usually after Labor Day signifies the start of back to work. And not just for everybody, but specifically on Wall Street. We see a lot of the hedge funds, a lot of the big money managers that make a lot of those big decisions are now back in the office. So this means a couple things. This means we could expect a pickup in volume across the major exchanges, which in turn could lead to a pickup in volatility. So we'll have to be cognizant of that as the weeks and days progress. But tonight we are in Lower Manhattan. This is actually outside of one of my old office buildings here. A couple buildings down is the S&P Global building. We're starting off the stream on the corner of Water Street and Wall Street here in Lower Manhattan. And we're going to be taking the Staten Island Ferry, assuming all goes well. Now, we tried to take the Staten Island Ferry, I think it was about 3 weeks ago, before I went to Miami. And due to some issues with the Staten Island Ferry, we were unable to do that. So hopefully those issues will not persist tonight. We'll be able to see a nice skyline of Lower Manhattan. Then we'll come back and we will head up to the Moynihan train station or Penn Station. But usually September is quite a rocky month for the stock market in general. We tend to see flat to negative returns across the major indices. And I think this year will be no different. Obviously, the Federal Reserve has set their policy very clear that they are not going to stop raising interest rates until there is material data that shows inflation is cracking. So as everybody comes back from the Labor Day hiatus, back into the office, we should see volumes pick up on exchanges. Maybe we'll see some increased selling. We'll have to keep our eye on it. We'll talk about that a little bit later on in the stream. But first, everybody, the most important part of the stream, we have to say hello to all the viewers. Hey, I see Vinny Castellano is here, Patricia Ivory, Wendy England, good to see you. Jonathan Richards, welcome, happy Sunday. Country Living in Michigan is here. Good to see you, happy Sunday. Gregory says, wow, pretty quiet tonight. Yeah, so Gregory, usually on a Sunday night, especially during a long holiday weekend like this, there's going to be nobody in Lower Manhattan. So this is the S&P Global building, by the way. There's usually not a soul in Lower Manhattan on the weekends. But good to see you, Gregory. Gigi NYC says, good evening, everybody, and happy Labor Day. Good to see you, Gigi. Sunshine after rain, the one and only. I see Tucson says, happy Labor Day Eve. It's a good one. Well, I appreciate that. Not sure what this guy's doing. I'll have to avoid him. So everybody, I'm excited. Just going to keep an eye on this guy. We are going to take the Staten Island Ferry. We are going to go to the beautiful Staten Island. And then we will come back. Maybe we will get to see the New York Stock Exchange, which is all lit up in red, white, and blue for Labor Day. Also, you have the very iconic American flag as well. So we'll have to check that out. One of my favorite times a year to check out the New York Stock Exchange is Labor Day, the 4th of July as well, when they have the American flag up. E is here. Good to see you, E. Welcome. Bagels and Walks. Western Mass Dave, what's up? Good to see you. Now my allergies are pretty much all gone, but I just have the remnants. So usually, I told you guys the time frame of how it usually works. The last day of the allergies is usually when I feel completely normal, but I pretty much have no voice. So that is the day we are at today. So just bear with us if my voice doesn't sound good. We are in the midst of battling some allergies here. Deborah is here. Good to see you, Deborah. So we're crossing Broad Street by the old JP Morgan Chase building, by the way. Hey, Austin City Limits says, wow, it's kind of quiet tonight there. Yeah, so it's always quiet in Lower Manhattan. And I think it's interesting to see sort of this perspective, because usually we are live streaming from Midtown Manhattan, right? And Midtown Manhattan is usually where all the activity is. So I think a lot of people, especially tourists, they think that, you know, New York City, everything is always crazy like Times Square at all times a day. But it's actually not true. Much of New York is just like this. Very few people. You know, Lower Manhattan, the financial district, Five Eyes, if you will. Always not a lot of foot traffic, which is kind of nice, especially if you live down here. Very quiet, very nice. Hey, I see Sally is here. Good to see you. Hey, Infinite Sky. Welcome, my friend. Thank you so much for joining. So let's give this a go, everybody. We are here, now Whitehall Street. And we're going to be attempting to take the Staten Island Ferry. Now, if you remember last time we tried to take it, we couldn't because it was so delayed. So we'll see. We'll see if it's going to be delayed tonight. Teresa Diaz, good to see you. I see FredX. Welcome, FredX. Here we are at the beautiful Staten Island Ferry Terminal here at South Ferry. So if you take the 1 train, so the red line, the 1 right here, you can see at the top left-hand corner of your screen. If you take it all the way to the end, the last stop is South Ferry. And it looks to be quite lively tonight. A lot of people coming in to the city from Staten Island. And we are doing the exact opposite. We are going to be departing Manhattan. We are going to have hopefully a very nice view of Lower Manhattan. So I think the last time I looked at the schedule, it was supposed to be every 30 minutes. We'll see. Hey, James is here. Good to see you. This is my first time in New York City. I was surprised to see how small the UN building is. Yeah, you know, we haven't been up to the United Nations in quite some time, actually. Maybe we'll have to do that one night on the stream. But this is where we leave. Excuse me. Oh, it looks like we're right on time. Wow, lucky us. Hey, Action Kid is here. What's up, AK? Says, hey Tom, you're allowed outside on the lower deck leaving Manhattan, but not going back. 10-4. AK, I was watching your stream earlier today. I wish I was back in Miami, man. Weather looks beautiful. RJ says it's a free round trip. Yes, it is. Correct. All right, so we are boarding the ferry, if you can see here. Now, usually on Sunday nights is when we do our Markets a Look Ahead live stream, but obviously tomorrow the financial markets are closed due to Labor Day. So tonight we're just going to relax. So no financial topics tonight, but we could just talk back and forth, have a good time. But tomorrow we will be doing our financial live stream, Markets a Look Ahead. I want you guys to look all the way in the distance here. You could see the one and only Statue of Liberty, my personal favorite New York icon. All right, so I'll let the chat decide. Should we go upstairs or downstairs? I'll let the chat decide. So, hey, I see Paul here, Western Mass Dave, sunshine after rain. Wow, check out that view. Everybody's saying upstairs. Okay. Wow, look at that. Statue of Liberty right there. Beautiful. Love it. Laura M says up. All right, we'll go up. Just give us a minute here. We will head up. So I think it takes about 30 minutes. Not round trip, but 30 minutes to get to Staten Island, and then 30 minutes on the way back. So just bear with us. Wow, that's a really nice view. Hey, Sunset Blue is here. Good to see you. So I think this is the backpack. They may have closed the door since.
May I have your attention, please? Welcome aboard the Staten Island Ferry. Please take a moment and pay attention to the following safety announcements. During docking, stay off the stairs, ramps.
All right, we'll stay out here. Might as well. Hey, here now. Yeah, so this is the Hudson River. All right, so guys, sit back, relax, enjoy the views. I'm going to be giving my voice a little bit of a rest throughout this live stream, so just enjoy the views of Lower Manhattan, as well as the Brooklyn Bridge and Manhattan Bridge. So this is the Brooklyn Bridge and Manhattan Bridge in the distance there. And this is all of Lower Manhattan. Hey, Vinny Castellano is here. What's up, Vinny? So Vinny, we're actually headed to your neck of the woods, my friend. So in a minute here, once we pull a little bit further out into the river, you're going to be able to see a nice view of the World Trade Center. It's going to pop up right here. So you can see that right now. Wow, that's a really nice shot. Hey, Derek is here. What's up, Derek? So here's some perspective of just what the ferry looks like. So if you're a tourist, or anybody really, you could either have inside seating or outdoor seating like this. There's a really nice sort of observation deck. You the beautiful view of Lower Manhattan. Check out the helicopter in the sky too. Hey, Rudolph says where to? So this is going to go to Staten Island, New York. Hey, Flavio is here, welcome. All right, I'm going to pan over to the downtown Brooklyn skyline now. So anything that you see on the right-hand corner of your screen now is downtown Brooklyn, near Atlantic Terminal. Hey, Michelle McGraw, what's up? Good to see you, Michelle. Hopefully you're having a fantastic Labor Day weekend as well. Michelle K is here, says hello, Tom, good to see you. Yeah, Michelle, we are taking, you could see a little bit of the Empire State Building. If you guys are watching the stream a little bit, if you look right here, you can see the Empire State Building for like 30 seconds. That was actually really cool. Hey, Sinjib is here, welcome. So now I am panning over to New Jersey, and the very big building that you see in the center of your screen is actually Goldman Sachs. Yeah, Anthony's like, I can see my office. Hilarious. Right over here is the Hudson Yards area. Hey, Denise says hello from Syracuse, New York. Syracuse is in central New York. Good evening to all of our friends in upstate central New York. Hey, NMB045 says, why did Goldman Sachs settle in New Jersey instead of Manhattan? So they do have an office in Manhattan. Their location is 200 West Street. The major investment bank is also in Lower Manhattan, adjacent the World Trade Center. Speaking of Goldman Sachs, they're one of the major investment banks that are calling all of their employees back to the office after Labor Day weekend. So chances are, if you are in banking or work in finance, you've probably got called back to return to the office. So right here, in just a minute, we're going to be able to see the Statue of Liberty. So we'll probably see that in about a couple seconds. So if you keep your eyes peeled right here, you'll be able to see it. It's going to look beautiful. I'll actually even zoom in for you guys. We just got to wait for the boat to pull a little bit this way. And there we are, Statue of Liberty. Pretty nice view too. Hey, Harrison is here, good to see you. BUF20, welcome. All right, so we'll pan back over to the Lower Manhattan skyline. But the Statue of Liberty looks really nice tonight. Hey, FredX, good to see you. Hey, Jennifer Gala is here. So this this is the entire Lower Manhattan skyline. But if you look all the way to the left, those big buildings to the left, that is the Hudson Yards. So we were actually streaming from Hudson Yards last night. Roy S is here. What's up, Roy? Good to see you. And McGraw, thank you so much. Hey, Daryl is here from Chicago. Good to see you, Daryl. Daryl, thank you so much for the suggestions for the allergies, by the way. Appreciate it very much. Hey, Barry says, you may want to mention before the Verrazano Bridge, the vehicles traveled by the Staten Island Ferry to Staten Island. Yeah, that's true. So there's two main ways to get from Staten Island to New York. The Verrazano Bridge, which you could take to Brooklyn. It'll go from Brooklyn to Staten Island, or you could also take the Staten Island Ferry. But you could also take another bridge from New Jersey. So this is a good shot right here. You can see One World Trade Center as well as the Statue of Liberty in the same shot. Hey, photos from around New York. What's up, dude? Good to see you. Happy Memorial Day or Labor Day. I think we need to add that to the Walks on Wall Street drinking game. Every time I'm mistaken Memorial Day with Labor Day. So happy Labor Day weekend, my friend. Hey, Denise says, loving these views. I worked in Manhattan for 15 years. Always a lot to do there. Awesome, love it. Hey, Bagels and Walks is here. Good to see you. Yeah, I appreciate it. We did hit 19,000 subscribers to the channel, which is unreal. So I appreciate everybody. So this is the deck here. On the Staten Island Ferry. I'll give you guys a shot of the motor. Hey, Charlie Richardson is here. Good to see you, Charlie. Victor Beasley. Welcome, Victor. Dwayne says, looks great up here in Edmonton, Alberta. Good to see all of our Canadian viewers. Welcome. Caroline says, hey guys. What's up, Caroline? Good to see you. Here, I will zoom in now on the One World Trade. Andy is here from South Korea. Good to see you, Andy. Look at all these guys on the lower deck here. So I think we are now just pulling into the Staten Island terminal. And you'll hear the motor turn off here. Hey, Miss Brown Eyes is here. Good to see you, Miss Brown Eyes. 2 barnacles, welcome. Here now, what's up, man? Yeah, Paul says that was quick. I think it's only about a 20-minute. What would you guys say that took? Probably 15 minutes. Maybe 15, 20 minutes. Hey, Patrick, New York is here. What's up, Patrick? Good to see you. We are here on the Staten Island Ferry. Now, the thing about the Staten Island Ferry is that you can't just stay on the ferry. You actually have to exit and then walk around and then get back on. Running at altitude says it was about 12 minutes. Yeah, I think we're about to dock, being that the engine is now killed. Yeah, line sync is like stopwatch ready for the return trip. I'm gonna guess 17 minutes on the return trip, if I had to guess. So we will be headed inside now. If you look over here, you can see the Verrazano Bridge right here.
Check and ensure that you have all your personal belongings with you as you leave the ferry. Please place all trash in the receptacles provided throughout the ferry. Thank you for riding the Staten Island Ferry.
Hey, Caroline's is where you going? We're just going to turn right back around, go back to Manhattan, walk up to the Moynihan train station. But it is a really, really nice view from up here. But Patrick, New York, good to see you, my friend. Hope you're having a good Labor Day weekend so far. Hey, Shi Li is here from China. Welcome. Good to see you. I guess we'll go this way, head downstairs. So if you take the Staten Island Ferry, one of the things you'll have to do is you can't stay on the boat. You actually have to get off, walk around, and then re-enter, which I guess is fine. But check this out. You can see the World Trade Center all the way from the boat still. It's a very clear night for it. And this teeny, teeny little green dot is the Statue of Liberty. Hey, Ken Glass is here. What's up? Ken says, hey Tom, does this run all night? I think it does. I think the Staten Island Ferry does run all night. I think during COVID, there was a particular time where it didn't, but I think now it does. So the bridge you're looking at now is the Verrazano Bridge, which connects Staten Island and Brooklyn, New York. Yeah, Wendy England's like, it may stop people from sleeping on the ferry. Maybe. That's a good point. All right, so we are pulling in now. Look at that big cargo ship. Is that a cargo ship? It does look like it. That thing is massive. Hey, Rich McNillis is here. Says, hey Tom, what's up, Rich? Hope you're having a good Labor Day. Jesus, man. I am so bad with Memorial Day and Labor Day. But hopefully you're having a good Labor Day weekend. All right, so we have to make our way up, exit the Staten Island Ferry, walk around, and then get right back on. And then we should be good.
Good boy. It's okay, buddy. Bye-bye.
We should be there in a minute. Rudolph says, what is there to do in Staten Island? There's actually a lot of things to do. Although I do understand that, obviously Staten Island doesn't attract as many tourists as, Manhattan or Brooklyn. But it definitely does have its fair share, for sure, of things to do. Although I've only been to Staten Island a handful of times, one of which is when we would play the College of Staten Island. Oh yeah, Photos Around New York, you're right, there is a baseball team there, I forget. What are they called, Photos from Around New York? The Cyclones? I forget. Hey, Mad 62. Wow, these were built in the 40s. I didn't know that. Oh, the Staten Island Yankees. I think you're right. Bottomless coffee. I think you're right. I know there's Cyclones somewhere. Maybe I'm confusing that with the a team in Brooklyn. I think there's a team in Brooklyn that's the Cyclones, isn't it? All right, so this is the line to the Staten Island Ferry. Ramp 5 to Staten Island Children's Museum. Deborah's here, the Cyclones are Coney Island, you're right. D, so true. I wish it was Memorial Day as well, so we could do summer all over again. 100% agree. Not ready for summer to be over.
All passengers must depart
so
the
for those of
ferry
you
at
who are
this
just
time.
joining,
Passengers wishing to make the return
we're going to
trip
have a
must
little bit
exit
of
into the terminal and enter the waiting room to await the next ferry.
you see what they said over the announcements? If you want a return trip, you got to exit anyway. You got to walk all the way around and then back to the next ferry. But for those of you who are just joining, we are not going to be doing the Markets a Look Ahead stream tonight. Obviously, it is a holiday tomorrow, so the financial markets will be closed. The U.S. equity market and the fixed income market will both be
Passengers
closed.
must depart the ferry at this time.
So tomorrow,
Passengers
Labor Day,
wishing to make the return trip
we will be
must
doing
exit
the
into the terminal and
Walks
enter
on
the
Wall
waiting room
Street
to await the
Markets
next
a Look
ferry.
Ahead stream. So tonight we're just going to hang out.
All passengers must depart the ferry at this time.
Hey, Michael, thank you.
Passengers wishing to make the return trip must exit into the terminal and enter the waiting room to await the next ferry. All passengers must depart the ferry at this time. Passengers wishing to make the return trip must exit into the terminal and enter the waiting room to await the next ferry.
Yeah, Austin City Limits is like, this is a special edition of the stream.
So, consistencies like that, it looks a lot thicker.
All right, now we exit. All right, so here's my way on the return trip. I'm gonna guess it's gonna take us 17 minutes approximately to get back. There's a lot of people too that took it. Hey, Cynthia Martinez, good to see you. Lynn says, wow, we went to Staten Island. Yeah, all but for a couple minutes. Well, we're going to take it right back again. So I think we have to make a left here once we exit the doors here. Thank you. Staten Island Ferry, make a left. And make one more left. Okay, looks like we got about 10 minutes to go all the way back around. All right, let's see. Roy S., good to see you, man. Thesis, but Tom, you have the opportunity of spending time in the warm weather in Florida every couple of weeks. That's true. That's definitely a plus. You know, usually after about, I don't know, I'd say 2 to 3 months of cold weather in New York, I am definitely out of it. Sabrina Fair is here. Says, good evening. What's up, Sabrina Fair? We are in Staten Island, New York. I hope you're having a good Labor Day weekend. Fred X says, the diversity of humans there is astounding. Yeah. New York City is an extremely diverse city. All right, so we are going to now just get right back on the same ferry and head back to Manhattan. So maybe somebody in the chat could time it. If I had to wager, I think it's going to take us about 17 minutes to get back. That's my guess. Hey, Chris Beeman is here. What's up, Chris? Good to see you. Chris, we are just getting back on the Staten Island Ferry to go back to Manhattan, where we will be walking up Broadway to see the Mighty Bull. And then go into the New York Stock Exchange. Line sync, so once we pull away, once we pull out of the terminal, then we'll start the clock. We'll have line sync be the official timekeeper here. Yeah, Mets fan says Fed Chair Jerome Powell is a dangerous man. Well, tomorrow we're going to talk a little bit more about that. You know, I was reading the Wall Street Journal, IBD, and Barron's this week, and there's a lot of good articles. And I think a lot of good things to review. Let's see where we could go. Maybe we'll stand on the lower deck. Yeah, we'll see if the lower deck is good. Oh, it's a 25-minute trip. Copy that. So I don't think we can go to the upper deck on the way back. Hey, Marcelo Gill says, hey, Tom. Expecting you well. Different walk tonight. Yeah. So we are Staten Island Ferry going to head back to New York. Good to see you, Marcelo. Hopefully you're well. And we are on the lower level. Dusty Cole, good to see you. Yes, feeling better. This is the lower level, as you guys could see, and then the upper level is off limits for the way back, but the lower level is quite nice. All right, line sync ahead. Start the timer. We just started pulling off. Hey, CAC831 says back in the day, 1969. After my senior prom in Manhattan, one of the things to do was take the Staten Island Ferry there and back home again. Wow, that's awesome, man. That's so cool. You know what? So this is the second highest platform, I guess. So this is the lower level. We're on like the mid deck. Michelle K, I appreciate that so much. Peter Webley's like, Tom, it was 109 degrees today in LA. Wow. Hey, Pio, we are using the iPhone 13 mini. Hey, Raquel says, hello everybody from Brazil. Good to see you, Raquel from Brazil. So if you look at the left-hand corner of your screen, you'll be able to see the Statue of Liberty here in just a minute. You can see it right now, but it's a very, very faint figure all the way in the back. Hey, Dez is here. Good to see you, Dez. Welcome. Deborah says you went to the Open yesterday. So what is the update on that? I think the Serena Williams is out, unfortunately, right? What the boat looks like on the inside. So over here you could see the Verrazano Bridge. .831 says, I'm an older, jaded New Yorker, but that view of Manhattan is still pretty spectacular. I would agree. Warwalker says it looks a little bit foggy. I don't think it's foggy. I think it's actually the lights, so the floodlights from the ferry. So this is what I mean, Warwalker. These lights make it a little bit, I think it messes with the camera lens a little bit. A-Trey is here. Good to see you, A-Trey. Welcome. Hey, Optimus17 says, beautiful view tonight. Would love to see you walk at night from Liberty State Park in New Jersey. Maybe. We'll definitely have to do that. I think it's a pretty good idea. Horatio Snipes says, do you like it mostly in Miami or in New York? I think in the winters I like it in Miami a lot better. But during the summer I like it here. Alright, I think we should be good now. I just had somebody, anytime somebody calls me, it crashes the stream. Hey, Rob says, what cell carrier do you use? I use Verizon. It's only bad when somebody calls me. So this particular person that's calling me usually hammers me for about 20 minutes, and then they'll stop. Hey, Charles Kim is here. Says, hey, Tom, you're on the Staten Island Ferry. I joined late. Yes, we are. We are on the Staten Island Ferry. Hey, Pio, thank you so much. I appreciate that, Pio. This is Spectacular Live. Tom, thank you, Pio, for the $10 donation. You are way too kind. So here is the Statue of Liberty. Line sync is like 9 minutes and counting. Hey, Cora Carpenter's here. Good to see you. Hey, Abdullah is here. Good to see you. Steve says, hey, Tom, no Miami this weekend. Was hoping to see you walking there. Yeah, we'll be back in Miami soon. I had to be here for some work stuff, so I'll be in New York for a couple weeks. But good to see you, Steve. Hey, Scott, thank you so much for the $5 donation, Scott. Much appreciated. This is another brilliant live stream. Thank you. Appreciate it very much. Thank you for the support. Apologize, I'm not talking as much. My voice is pretty much shot from the allergies, so I do apologize for that, everybody. So this is coming up to the best part, because right as we turn the corner here, you're going to be able to see both the Brooklyn Bridge and the Manhattan Bridge. Ooh, Line Sync says it's 13 minutes so far. I may be right on the money with the 17 minutes. But if you guys are enjoying the live stream tonight, feel free to leave a like on this video and subscribe to the channel if you are new. We usually go live around 8:30 p.m. between New York City and Miami, so we'd love to have you here. You could see New Jersey now. So now you could see both the Brooklyn Bridge and the Manhattan Bridge. The water looks crystal clear tonight, doesn't it? Look at the reflection of all the lights on the water. Amazing. Like they're dancing in the aisles. Yeah. When Bob Papa made that call about the Giant game, I was actually there, and yes, I was dancing in the aisles. So Marcelo, we're going to talk about that in just a minute. I think it's a good question. Marcelo's like, Tom, what's your opinion? Has central banking been efficient in reducing inflation levels? We'll talk about that in a second. Let's get off the ferry and I'll I'll answer that. I think it's a good question. But Marcelo, if you missed the stream last night, I want you to watch this interview with Ray Dalio and Paul Volcker. Now, we discussed the interview in depth on last night's stream because there is a potential similarity between monetary policy of the 1980s. Now, if you remember, in March of 1980, inflation in the United States was right at about 14.8%. And then Fed Chair Paul Volcker had to take some extreme measures, raising rates to almost 20% to kill inflation. So if you type !Paul in the chat, the Nightbot will drop the interview between Ray Dalio and then Fed Chair Paul Volcker. I think you're going to find it very, very insightful. But I think the Fed's going to have to tighten a lot more, let's just say that. Mike C says, I missed the ferry ride. Dang. Ridzi, good to see you. Yeah, so Marcelo, if you type !Paul, check out that interview. I think you're going to like it. It's between Ray Dalio and Paul Volcker. All right, so we are pulling in now.
All passengers must depart the ferry at this time. Passengers wishing to make the return trip must exit into the terminal and into the waiting room to await the next ferry.
Yeah, Gene says that's why I believe it'll be a 100 basis point increase like we did here in Canada. Yeah, I mean, if you look at the futures market, it seems like about 100% probability of a 75 basis point rate hike, but we'll just have to see. It seems as much. All right, so these are going to come down here. Yeah, line sync, this should be a stop. So it's 21 minutes, 15 seconds? Okay. So I was off. I was a little off. I said 17 minutes. All right, now we are good. He just has to take this little hook off. And we're good. All right, so we are back to the South Ferry terminal, where we will now head up Broadway to the Mighty Bull, and then we'll go to Wall Street. Might as well. Thank you.
여기 있어. 여기 조금 있다. 보든가. 다른 거 같은데.
All right, team, we made it. Hope you guys all enjoyed the beautiful views of Lower Manhattan from the Staten Island Ferry. If you guys enjoyed that, feel free to leave a like on the video and subscribe if you are new. We'll try to do these Staten Island Ferry streams every Sunday. If we're in New York, we'll try to do them on Sunday. Back out into the old, beautiful Manhattan fresh air. Hey, Western Mass Dave, what's up? All right, so now we are on Water Street. Very dark here, though. But let's head up Broadway to the Mighty Bull. Might as well stop by the Bull while we're down here. Yeah, Buff20 says do Bayside while you're in Miami. Yeah, we stream from Bayside all the time. Bayside Marketplace. Now, I think it's under construction. About half of Bayside Marketplace is under construction. So I was down here on Wall Street today, and the Deutsche Bank is completely getting torn down from the inside out. And it's crazy to watch because I used to walk past that building almost every day on Wall Street. And there would be thousands of bankers coming in and out of the building. But now they have relocated uptown near Columbus Circle, 59th Street. And they have taken over the old Time Warner Center. Now it is called the Deutsche Bank Towers. Hey, Patrick, New York, says I worked at 1 State Street a few years ago. Very nice. Yeah, I mean, Patrick, I like it down here. 1 State Street is actually right here. The only thing, Patrick, and I think you could probably attest to this and back me up here, is that it's nice to work in Lower Manhattan in the spring and in the summer, but in the winter it is crazy, crazy, freezing cold. So 77 Water Street is the building right next to S&P Global. And that is where I used to work out of for some years. Well, let me see if the brightness could be turned up a teeny bit. There we go. But notice the contrast between when we stream in Midtown Manhattan and when we stream here. There's almost no people here. Mike's is in 1981. My first house, 30-year mortgage rate was 18%, finally dropped to 12.75%, and thought it was a steal. Wow, that's insane. Yeah, Mike, I mean, we were just talking about this last night on the stream. You know, Mike, I'm not sure you were joining us for that stream, but I think you would enjoy this conversation between former Fed president or former Fed chair Paul Volcker and Ray Dalio. Now, 1982, in March of 1980, the United States was facing 14.8% inflation, which is crazy. And Paul Volcker had to raise interest rates to 20%. And in turn, that made unemployment go up to 10%, which was wild. And there was protests. Many people were calling for Paul Volcker to be impeached. This is Bowling Green. You can get the 4 or 5 But Paul Volcker held steadfast, and 4 years later kicked off one of the biggest economic booms the United States has ever seen. Now, the reason why I bring up that interview is because usually history doesn't technically repeat itself, but it tends to rhyme a little bit, right? And the problem that we're seeing right now is persistent inflation, where the fear is that inflation could become sticky or entrenched within the U.S. economy. And the main two areas of inflation that are becoming quite sticky is wage inflation and shelter inflation. And really the only thing that's going to kill those two are higher interest rates. So we'll see. I mean, I don't know if we're going to go back to a full-fledged Paul Volcker style monetary policy, but I think we could expect higher rates. So here we have the mighty bull. Hey, Sandra Nunez is here. Good to see you. We have the massive mighty bull here. Hey, Raquel is here. Welcome. Pio, thank you so much. Yeah, Patrick is like, yes, absolutely right. It is crazy, crazy freezing in Lower Manhattan. So I used to go to the gym right here when I used to get off of work. I used to walk over here to Broadway. Go right in this Planet Fitness. Yeah, Marcelo's like, Tom, the best medicine for your cough is some honey and lemon. I've been crushing tea and honey almost all day today and yesterday, to the point where I'm so sick of green tea. I don't even think I could even look at it again. Billy's people's utility bills for most are adjustable rate bills they are forced to pay. Yeah, well, especially I have extreme worries about Europe this winter. So Russia has now fully shut off the pipeline, but we won't go into that conversation because usually it gets a little bit heated and political, and I have no voice tonight, so. But I am very concerned about that. Hey, Jersey girls, like, why is the bull fenced in? Usually to keep the tourists in and safe and protected from the cars. Now, I'll tell you guys a quick story about this mighty bull here. So the Fearless Girl that is now right outside of the New York Stock Exchange on Broad Street and Wall Street used to be right here. Used to be right in front of the mighty bull, but it drew such a crowd of people that I remember walking outside here, and the tourists would be lined up all the way into Broadway and all the way down the street, 2 blocks near the intersection of Wall Street. And I think a couple tourists unfortunately got hit by cars, and it was very, very dangerous. So they actually relocated the Fearless Girl to the front of the New York Stock Exchange and away from Broadway, because you could see it's a little bit of a weird sort of kludgy intersection here of Broadway. And a lot of heavy traffic. Yeah, Mike C., you're right. Yeah, they definitely do it so the tourists could at least be a little bit safer. Hey, Lila is here. Good to see you, Lila. Hey, Iowa Oak. Good to see you, my friend. Thank you for joining us tonight. So we are now outside of 39 Broadway. Hey, something to watch. Thank you so much for the $1 donation. I appreciate it very, very much. We're going to be walking all the way from Lower Manhattan back to 34th Street, Pennsylvania Station. And I'd just like to reiterate, usually Sunday night is the Markets a Look Ahead live stream, where we cover all of the up-and-coming events on Wall Street. But tomorrow is Labor Day. So happy Labor Day to everybody here in the United States. The vast majority of us will get off. I am not going to be working tomorrow. Hopefully, many of you who are listening to the stream, watching, are not going to have to go to work tomorrow as well. Stock exchange is closed, no trading tomorrow, so tomorrow at 8:30 we will be doing our Markets a Look Ahead live stream. Hey, John Sorley is here. Says, hey Tom, hope you're doing well. I'm doing well, feeling better. Feeling a lot better. Check out Trinity Church right across the street. One of my favorite buildings in Manhattan. And right when we pass these lights, you'll be able to see Trinity Church as well as the very top of the One World Trade Center. Obviously, Trinity Church is right on the corner of Wall Street and Broadway. You know what, since we're on Wall Street, we'll make a right. I'll show you guys the New York Stock Exchange. I think I may be buffering. Let me know if the stream is buffering here, everybody. I may have to turn the Wi-Fi off.
solo thing, nothing I've really ever seen before, very anything.
Yeah, it was very.
Bye.
So I think the stream on my phone, I can't see the chat, but I could see the chat on my computer. So I think what I'm going to have to do, everybody, is quickly end the stream and then restart the stream, because I can't see the chat on my phone for some reason. Alright, we will be back in 2 seconds. Let's do that now.